Getting ready for this men's championship final, if you will. Fastest heat here. We've got one team from each school, West Virginia in 2, Texas in 4, and lane number 6, that's TCU. Texas men in 4 just watched their women's team break the Big 12 record. I don't know if the men's Big 12 record is going to go down because that's the fastest time in history.
Well, yeah, that's a tough one. The meet record, maybe. They said it last year.
So 2:11 for that meet record. The Big 12 record at 2:59.22 set by Josh Shevitt, Will Lacone, Joe Schooling, and Jack Conger. Those are some big names.
Oh, they went crazy fast. West Virginia, the bottom. Jaimes, Huerta, Dixon, Gustafson. In the middle, Grimm, Carbo, Zhang, Kruger. TCU, Vargas, Celine, Sedlowski, and Pai Vidal.
And look at Anthony Grimm. He was at 20.5 leading off the 200 medley relay. We'll see where he's at the 50 here. He's got to touch on the feet, so I mean, if he's 21.1, 21.2, he's absolutely fine. Right at that 15-meter mark for Grimm. We're going to check the split here to his feet. 21.6. Running second right now is West Virginia in 22.9. That's Justin Himes. It's all Anthony Grimm in Texas right now, the freshman. He turns it to 75. We'll watch this last underwater here. The underwater specialist in Grimm. He can absolutely
so
fly.
Good. 14 meters off that last wall. Oh, good timing.
45.93 for Texas. 47.72 in second right now, West Virginia, and running third is TCU at 48.66.
So a little off. They kind of need to be 44 to get the record. But still, it looks impressive.
So that's Casper Corbeau. We saw him in the 53, in the 50, or was that China? 209. We saw him in the 209. He was a 143 in that.
He dropped a good time.
90 going out. 23.9 to the hands, and 100 it's moving.
Yeah, that's really good.
A lot of people take that as a 50 split on their medley relay, but Casper's just going to the hands in the 100 here. So it's all Texas right now. The race for second, incredibly close between West Virginia and TCU.
I love this race between TCU and West Virginia in these relays. TCU, Giannis Salines is having a big breaststroke lead, put TCU in the lead.
27.40 there from Casper Corbeau. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that might be a 50 point. 51 low, 51 low for Corbeau.
Which is still very nice. Oh, I love Alvin Zhang's dolphins and smooth long strokes.
Alvin Zhang makes sprinting look like he's not even trying. 21-0 to the hands there for him. TCU opening up a pretty solid lead here over West Virginia.
David Dixon trying to get back in it.
Down, yep.
West Virginia.
Great 200 flyer, also a great 100 flyer. If you're going to be a great 200 flyer nowadays, you have to be pretty good in 100.
Yeah.
There's Alvin Zhang, though, making it look easy.
Sedlowski at TCU holding up West Virginia.
There's Danny Kruger going in for Texas leading the way. TCU, that's Paiva. And Gustafson, the senior for West Virginia, is going to try and run down TCU and pick up some points here. 9:07 to the feet for Danny Kruger.
So good.
9:07 to a 10.4. 19.4 to the feet going out. This is going to be a pretty sweet 100 split here.
Oh, TCU.
19.4, 11.05. So he's 30 plus there. And a 10.69 coming home, but TCU is going to take second. Longhorns are going to take the win, and West Virginia coming in third. 3:03.86 for the Longhorns. Isn't going to quite get the meet record, but still, nonetheless, a fast time this time of year. Looking for more at NCAAs. TCU at 3:09.98, and West Virginia at 3:11.88.
3:03 is a pretty good 400 free time for a lot of people. But they do it in the medley relay. Second off the record, but still a great showing. Gives them something to work on next time. But TCU gets the silver.
So we've got a couple more heats here in the 400 medley relays. We've got one more heat for the women. These Longhorns have been watching them. Yeah. They've been watching the team they've put together, and they said, hey, not so fast.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool how the Texas women responded well and really took advantage of that opportunity tonight to get the record. Guys swam admirably. Great race between TCU and West Virginia. TCU was prevailed for the silver, just over West Virginia. What were some of the splits? What did David Dixon split on that fly?
So David Dixon was let me pull that up real quick. 46.60 for West Virginia on the fly, 46.34 for Sedlowski.
Wow.
Danny Kruger for Texas was a 41.25. Before we get into the nitty gritty, because I do want to, taking third, West Virginia, 311.88. Taking second, walking up there right now, 309.98 is TCU.
By the way, Carol Capitani, head women's coach of Texas, giving out the awards.
Capitani, she's done such a great job with the UT women's team, who's ranked second in the country coming into this meet.
Yes, yes. Texas men's 1, women's 2. It's big time.
And the women's too, I mean, if you think about it, they're ranked second behind maybe one of the best women's team in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like a Laszlo Che type situation. Wrong,
If there was
right team, wrong
Michael
place.
Phelps, you'd
yeah,
be the best.
exactly. I mean, the sport in general is just getting so much more deep as we add so much young talent to the sport with guys like Caleb Dressel, there's like Kayla Decky, and then now you've got the Walsh sisters. You've got, I mean, people like this relay right here. You got Anthony Grimm, the freshman, Corbeau, the junior, Alvin Zhang, the senior, and Danny Kruger, the senior, taking this Big 12 championship home. And there's kids at home watching this. There's kids at home going, I want to be Anthony Grimm. I want to be Casper Corbeau. I want to be Alvin Zhang. I want to be Danny Kruger. And Danny Kruger, by the way, 41.25 on that relay split right there. 41.74 for Kibler on the anchor there, B relay. So their 400 free relay is going to be nasty.
Yeah, Danny and Casper always have to be in the back. They're pretty tall guys. But cool to see Grimm and Zhang, a big part of those relays.
So
What was Casper's breaststroke split?
Corbeau was a 51.30 on the breaststroke split there. It's 53.9 going out. But I mean, that's a 303.86 relay right now for the Longhorns. And just to put it in perspective, the Big 12 record, which is unbelievable. I mean, it's all the records too, but that's going to be maybe one of the hardest records to take down in this entire championship. They went 259.22.
Well, you had Lacone, I think, went 49.
49.5, 49.6.
For the breaststroke.
Chevitt in 44 low, Schooling in 43.7, and Conger in 41.1.
Yeah, that's real hard to beat.